Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode. Today we're talking about Mydefipet. First impressions of the game's 24 hours into the release date. The release time was 1 o'clock yesterday, GMT, +1 I think. And let's face it, a lot of people were very disappointed with the release. It is not a complete game. It's got bugs. It's got bugs to it. I mean, look at this corn. But you can get, sometimes you can exploit the bugs. So you can get as much as triple the corn if you plant it right. Did I harvest that? I don't know. Yeah, very buggy. But I mean, the basics of it, for me personally, I'm still excited for the future. I think it's got potential in the future. It was just they released it as an official launch, and they should have just used the word beta. Like that would have made a huge difference to people's expectations going into the game. The price has dipped. It's halved from it. Got up to a maximum of 1.2, which was 3 times the point where I got in, and then it's just tanked to $60, which is a huge drop. And I think that's just people panicked, like thinking, you know what, this game is not ready, and it's not going to be good, because at the moment it's not going to be good. But it is going to be good because they're going to place a lot of upgrades. They have fixed some bugs. You know, we've got maintenance scheduled today, and the very basics of it is it's got legs. You know, it's got a lot to it in terms of we've got farming where we get our food, and then we use that to feed our creatures. The creatures give us more coin output. So I'm just going to give my first impressions and some tips for beginners going into it. Made some mistakes, and I think it's important to know those going in. I mean, look at the island. We have a potential future of when battling comes in. I think this game's going to take off. We've got breeding that comes in 5 days, 12 hours, if that's to be trusted. At the moment, it looks like evolutions are limited. Yeah, expectations versus realities. Expectation was that we have evolutions possible, that we'd have breeding, that we'd have battling. I was aware before the launch though that battling wasn't going to be in it yet. That was going to be something that was released later. So my expectations weren't down too much there. Expectations is that these creatures were going to have more personalization, maybe that you could name them. Can't name them yet. They're just like Pet 2000, 26,056. On the Binance Smart Chain side of things, no game rate breaking bugs. We've got some people getting their main harvest windmill stuck in the trees and not being able to get it back. We've got the corn bug, which is, they don't disappear. It's meant to disappear. It's generally quite tricky to click on things. It's not like guaranteed. You're gonna have to click around sometimes to hit it in the right place. That can be annoying. Yeah, the harvest bug you can exploit, so sometimes you can just click on it after and get some extra resources. You see, I'm trying to click on the farmhouse. It's very difficult. It's not available mobile yet. Again, expectations versus reality. No APK download as of yet. To click on the sides of them to be able to plant. But you can see how the potential of it in that creatures, you can evolve, you can level them up. So not yet to get to 22 level 10. Other bugs include the fact that if I fed him, it wouldn't go beyond what the stats are for experience. For some reason, it's not feeding him anymore and not leveling up. The rewards that you get, 20 diamonds, which has been called Depep, but it's not Depep apparently. It is going to be an in-game currency. People are not been getting diamonds. I've not got mine for the past 2 levels, which has been really annoying because I need it to pay for this before it goes into maintenance. So I think I've worked out I'm like 10 short. So that sucks. What else in terms of expectations? So I mean, breeding, I did expect breeding to be ready, but as it states there, it's not going to be for some time. Apart from that, on the Binance Smart Change side, no game breaking bugs. on the Cardia chain side, huge game-breaking bugs. So imagine buying all your pets, got some really good ones, and then all of a sudden they just turn into dogs. Everybody's like got random, all their guys have been turned into Adonis. And so I've got like Adonis, and then like one Bugsy and one other thing. So I think that's been shut down because I tried access it earlier and wasn't able. It's in maintenance already. So that side of things, very, very buggy, game breaking, and I think that's the side where people are like panic. You know, selling, this game doesn't work, I'm gone. But you've got to think about the long term. This is released very early ahead. This is like the Ethereum of games of its type, because Ethereum released early, but it's very inefficient until layer 2 comes out. You know, the gas fees are huge and it's not efficient. So you've got this game which is very much not efficient, lots of bugs, but the potential of it being the first out. I mean, the Axes, they were released obviously a lot earlier, but it's got the potential to go there. You know, this is day 1. We've got weeks of updates to come. The only way is up from here. I feel that's the best thing, is if you've settled and you're not panicked and you settle with your, you know, my stake. I've left it in there. I could have sold it at $1.2 dollars and then bought back in when the dip, hindsight, but I was tempted to do that because I thought there was actually nothing to the game. But then once I started getting into it, there was plenty of playability. You know, I've been playing for the past 24 hours with sleep as well, of course, but like I have been grinding. As you can see, got to level 13, which I think is pretty high. Level doesn't seem to do too much at the moment. It does give you access to getting extra buildings, which is good for getting more currency, more food. I think I'm going to be set up nicely for when everything comes together. I'll be set up all right. Did I even plant one? Did I plant one? Oh no, it's saying harvest again. It's like I'm clicking the farm, but the farm isn't receiving. Harvest all. Okay, I'm gonna guess that has been harvested now. So we've got a lot of coming soons here. You know, we've got this log hut, this little cabin here. We've got this little place. This looks like maybe a gaming and fighting arena. Got this tower, this house, and of course gathering magic. I overall am not impressed with the fact that they set our expectations too high. Not impressed with that. I think they really sold us this complete game, and there was no sense of this is not going to be a complete game. And you know, maybe that yesterday they fell short of the time, and they rushed to push it out. You know, it was like 5 hours late in terms of coming out, which, come on, like, delays happen. And at that point the price held. It was held fine. Nobody was panic selling. It was the point that they started playing, and some people will have got game breaking bugs. People started selling. So that's all going to be fixed. In the next week we're going to see a completely different game, I think. Once breeding comes in, once you are able to evolve your creatures, I think the game's going to change. So early tips, if I could give anybody tips getting into the game starting from afresh. So your pets make a massive difference to how much you can earn. As you can see, we have these guys here in my little Barbarian cage. So my winged pupper at level 8 gives me 1,987 silver per hour. My aura Bugsy at level 8 gives 637. So we've got differences in the amount of silver that you get between different types. The crowns look to be the best, because if you go to my venom, it gives 1,755. So just less, but it is at level 9. So there's some other traits that are clearly playing into how much you earn. I think they are like the glasses, the amulet, the wings, the horns, the tail that they have. I think that is what is determining the amount of silver that they produce. When you go to ones that have no aura and no crown, got 716 on my Tigers at level 8, 767 on Adonis, 666 on Adonis at level 7. Then I tried looking at what's the difference between Venoms, 752, 718 and 715. So all the same pet, but clearly there's some features there that are lending it's some extra coin to be earned. 715 being the lowest. So we've obviously got the colours better. I mean, those wings look pretty fly. So maybe the wings factor in. You'd need to compare on a bigger scale. This is why I think with the document that I've got, which I put in the link below, which is where everybody's listing their stats currently, of all the creatures, I'm going to add to it a silver output per hour, and I've also added like the traits, so people can add wings, tail, and if we can build up a database of that, I think we're going to have a better understanding of what is it that plays a factor in silver production. But clearly crowns just outdo. They earn almost triple. You know, you've got my Rudolph, which is an aura in 868, and then you got double almost in Tigra. Damage wise, this is a little bit, you know, obviously to launch we got given stats. There's a little bit of a difference in that the defense stats gone. We've got damage, critical, HP, and speed, and that looks all good. Defense stat though is hidden for some reason. When I was looking earlier when I had it did look broke. It wasn't right, because I mean, if you compare to pets in the infantry, we have defense there and it says 5 now, whereas it was like, you know, 45 before. So a bit of confusion in relation to that for sure. Other tips, I mean, this bug will be fixed, but you can leave your corn harvesting, and then when you click it, it will stick and stay there, and then sometimes you can click on it for extra corn. Let's talk about planting then. Currently using corn because I have no money. Once you start to build up money, you can plant more that last for longer. This is really good for just obviously, you know, you can plant in 30 minutes, come back in 30 minutes, and then you can farm what you've got. Going up to tomato plants and then carrots and strawberries. The problem with this though is there is a cost in terms of there's a loss of earnings. So we've got the corn, which costs 50 to plant, gives you 10. So compared to the wheat, which gives you 50, it costs 30. So it's going to cost you an extra 50 coins to plant the wheat. If you're really trying to grind out, the corn has a 1 minute cooldown, but after 10 seconds you can still harvest it. Sorry, after 50 seconds you can harvest it. So you can get that much corn every 50 seconds then, instead of it being a minute. And you can do that for other ones, but obviously makes a big difference. It's that's just less than 20% of the time it takes to grow your corn. When you start going into planting bigger though, the cost increases more. So 250, rather than it being 5 times 30, which would be 1,500, it's an extra 1,000, 2,500 to get that. Obviously the wait time is 6 minutes longer as well there, so it takes you 6 times as long as the wheat, whereas you'd expect it to be 25 minutes if you were getting more out of it. So you're getting less, so it's more expensive and it takes longer to grow your potatoes. Tomatoes, again, a further punishment, takes longer, costs way more, So it's not double of the potato. It is over 3 times as much. And you only get 400 food. Going to carrots, you get, it's 3-hour cooldown. It costs 40,000. So again, over 3 times. It's 1, 2, 3. So it takes just 3 hours, 3 times longer. You get 4 times as much, but rather than it being 4 times 8, which would be 32,000, it's 40,000. Strawberries, a massive 150,000 with a 6-hour cooldown. When you compare strawberries then to how much you could get from farming corn, there's a big difference then. So in an hour you can farm 60 times 10 is 600, so you can farm 600 corn every hour. So in 600 corn, 600, 1,200, 3,600. Oh, maybe not then. Maybe that is more. Have I worked that out right? In an hour, 6 times 10 is 600. So in 6 hours. Oh, so you do get a bonus in food. Yeah, because 6 hours it'd be 36,000. But it just costs so much more. Whereas this would cost to do that same thing 6 times the plant, which is 50, 300 times 6, 1,800. So it costs 1,800 per hour. 1,800 times 6 hours would roughly be about 10,000, 11,000, roughly. I think it'd be 10,800. Quick math. I don't know. Considerably less than how much it would cost to plant that many strawberries. So you're really, in planting, in gaining the peace of mind to walk away and just leave your things planting, it's gonna cost you, and you're gonna have to build a lot of coin up to be able to do it, which is going to be difficult. And then finally, the big thing. I made the mistake of putting my pets in the first thing that got my best pets in the Barbarian cage. Now this has a cap of 1,000, so it can hold 1,000. So once it gets up to 1,000, it can earn no more. Yet these guys earn over 1,000 on average, over 1,000 per hour. So I can leave that for 20 minutes and it'll be full. Whereas, if you go to my insect cage, or some of my newer builds that are coming in 8 hours, they can go up to 4,000, 5,000 in the insect cage, I think, and then 10,000 in the other one. So I could leave that running for a good amount of time. So what if I'm earning 1,000 per hour between them? That's 3,000 per hour. I could leave it for 3 hours potentially, and then it will be have 9,000 in 3 hours and a bit, and I'll have it full. So you can go away, then come back and get your coin. Go away, come back and get your coin. Or when you go and sleep, you can keep earning it. So that's going to be a huge loss of earnings. So I hope in future updates they do add the ability to take your pets out of these and put them in other ones. And also I'd like the ability to demolish these so that you can then go back and purchase. So what I'd recommend is, although it may take longer to get your things out, is build those top cages that you can, that give you the extra cap. It just will make it easier for playing, I think, in the future. Okay, so the update has actually just dropped now at the time of recording this, and the harvesting bug is gone. They've got rid of that. There's still issues with leveling your character up, but now when it gets to level 10, it tells you that it's locked, rather than saying you can spend 3D pet to evolve it. So my guys, at 10, people are still having leveling issues with it getting stuck. So for example, let's check it out now. I think we'll put is just enough. Yeah, so this guy had difficulties getting to level 9. Now when I give it to him, it's still the same. So I mean, you're still getting the experience. It's quite good that you got this actually, because eventually if you get everybody to level 10, you're going to need to be able to keep feeding to be able to get your experience to level up. So there's a positive to it potentially. Leveling up to level 14 now. Still no extras in terms of cages and buildings. Yeah, so we can see now I can harvest all and it all clears. It was nice having it whilst it lasted. And that's pretty it. So some reports of people having lost their epic pets. Some people reporting still, you know, a lot of the bugs remaining. I think some of the game breaking bugs have been removed. For some reason I was able to play throughout the maintenance period. I thought the maintenance started like in a long time. Oh yeah, they've also fixed the timers, so you can now log out the game, come back in, and the timers don't reset, which is really important because I want this wyvern cage, and to keep it open for 8 hours, it's not always the most easy thing to do. And Mydefipet looks like it's on the rise, so it's back up to 0.8 now. So I think these quick fixes are giving some confidence to the people who invest in it. They've also stated that people who are early investors, people who are early contributors to the game, will get future rewards. So starting the game now, if you're loyal to it, then you will be rewarded in future for it. So yeah, I'm remaining true. I think it's got so much potential. They've said evolving, battling. They said something else as well. Is on its way. So just wait. Yeah, we all got 250 gems in it. So breeding, evolving, and battling are going to be available. But we are still in the beta release. Okay, well that's all for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, found it helpful. If you did, please leave a like on the video and hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future content related to Mydefipet. And I'll do my best to create some good content for you. That's all from me. See you guys soon. Contact. I meant content. Content.